When I blew the whistle on the bank nearly a month ago, I knew there was a growing problem across the country with people's personal accounts and business accounts being closed, and that's why I did it. But I couldn't believe when I found out today that 1 million bank accounts have been closed in the UK in the last 4 years, 200,000 so far this year alone. And whilst it's good that the government have reacted and said they want banks to have new rules to say it must be a minimum 90 days notice that's given before accounts are closed and that reasons must be given, fact is none of the banks are adopting this on a voluntary basis, and it could be many, many months before that comes into place. But here's the other problem with it. It doesn't apply to small businesses. It doesn't apply to charities. And frankly, that, in terms of the UK economy, is where things really, really matter. So I'm pleased they've reacted. I'm pleased Jeremy Hunt has written to the FCA and said nobody should be cancelled because of their opinions, but it still, frankly, is nowhere near enough. But that, the business of account closures, is as nothing compared to the rapid move towards a cashless society. I was aware of lots of small businesses being told by the banks, we don't want your business because you're taking cash with your window cleaning round, or you're selling fish from the side of the road, or whatever it may be. Well, Australia has moved very decisively on this in the last couple of days. Basically, the cashless society is rapidly happening in Australia, and all the banks, they've all agreed across the board to limit cash withdrawals to the equivalent of £250. So even if you go into your local branch, if you've still got one, that is the maximum amount you'll be allowed to withdraw. Australia wants to phase out cash, but it's happening here too. NatWest, everybody's favourite bank, a leaflet just come through people's doors. Tomorrow begins today. Well, that sounds nice and optimistic. Let me give you a vision of what their tomorrow is. From September the 11th, NatWest will be limiting cash that you can deposit and cash that you can take out. And they keep the absolute right to refuse cash. They even keep the right to refuse cheques. Basically, they want everything to be electronic. And just say you're abroad and you want, a few dollars or euros or whatever it may be to pay tips, etc. Do you know what? You go to an ATM, get some money out, they charge 2.75% on that. So actually it's a huge disincentive to taking cash out anywhere you are in the world. The cashless society is coming. The big banks want it. And with that, there will be control on how you can spend your money. We already have legally binding targets for carbon emissions for countries, companies, carbon trading schemes. It's not going to be very long before you have your own personal carbon limit. And what better way to stop you buying that extra flight, that extra holiday, than being able to control what you spend? Do take this seriously. Now look, I'm very pleased that GB News have launched their Don't Kill Cash campaign, but cash is legal tender, and I really think Jeremy Hunt, Andrew Griffith, all those ministers, we need to move on this very, very quickly. From September the 11th, it could be impossible to pay cash into your NatWest account, to get cash out of your NatWest account. And you can bet your bottom dollar that all the other banks will follow in short order. We need the government to stand up and make it clear that cash is legal tender. The alternative, I've said it before, but it's true, the alternative, if everything you do is controlled by the banks, frankly, it won't be very long before, as they monitor your social media, we head towards communist China and a social credit system where only if you obey the prevailing orthodoxy of the day can you take part in life. We must not allow cash to disappear. We need the government to act, and very, very quickly.